Lots of great messages coming in. Chris from Wallasey says, Labour Party will be consigned to the dustbin of history before Rachel from Accounts gets a single yard of concrete laid at Heathrow Airport. She needs growth now, not in 10 years' time. There is some truth to that. Let's talk about a story on the front page of The Sun. Lots of other papers have it as well. Pauline Quirk. Very well-known actress, you know, sort of part of the fabric, I suppose, of Britain's comedy background, really. Birds of a Feather she starred in. She's got dementia. Her husband is paying tribute to her, pages 6 and 7. My Pauline is stepping back, but she'll keep being an inspiration. And the reason I mention it is, even if you're perhaps too young to remember Pauline Quirk and Birds of a Feather, dementia is one of those things that we read about all the time, but also so many families have to deal with in so many ways. It
affects millions of families up and down the country, and Steve Sheen, who is of course Pauline Quirk's husband, reveals in The Sun, and it's a very nice write-up that they've got on pages 6 and 7, sympathetic write-up.
Yeah.
You know, a household name, famous for that, for the wonderful comedy Birds of a Feather, as well as other shows as well. She's retiring now for a battle with dementia that she faces and her family will face.
Yeah,
and people face.
And so many families do.
And it's you've got the heartache of losing your ability to do the basic things in life, and then your family have the heartache of watching you ebb away, and the recognition and the conversations and everything that you love about a person.
Yes.
This disease.
It's heartbreaking for a lot of people. Because
and then the care bills, the financial costs are crippling for dementia and Alzheimer's. People ending up in needing 24-hour care in a nursing home, care home.
And so many people as well losing their own home or what would be a family heirloom because they've had to sell it in order to pay for the care.
The care costs
it's a terrible system.
£1,500, £2,000 and Labour, you know, it sort of got overlooked by the Winter Fuel Allowance, and they did an announcement a couple of weeks ago where they basically, you know, there was a solution in place where the cost of, you know, care was going to be capped.
Yes.
They've done away with that now, and they claim the money wasn't there. But really, they should, you know, they're going to have to wait till 2028 for this review to be completed before the election.
I mean,
but actually, this is a crisis that needs sorting.
They talk about tax bombshells and things like that, but you're right. I mean, the care bombshell for many families is going to cripple them.
Yes, and it will, and it does cripple them, and it means that people have to sell their homes.
And
these are the homes that they've
worked
hard
for. And it's really not fair.
And it's a complete lottery.
Yeah.
It just doesn't seem fair, and the state just isn't there to support in the way that because people are having to sell their homes.
Exactly. Quite a sad story, but very well done in The Sun. Another story in The Sun is about, and I saw this yesterday, just before we finished the show, coming up to 10 o'clock yesterday morning. Suddenly David Beckham's face appeared on the TV screens in the studio, and what was he doing? He was at Davos, and I thought, this is the result of years and years and years of evolution at Davos. They've now finally got around to getting David Beckham there, which pretty much tells you that it's almost like now no longer worth going to. I'm sorry I'm not being horrible about David Beckham, but you know, I mean, if you're sort of one of the so-called elites that go to the World Economic Forum to get your instructions from Klaus Schwab as to how to run the world, why on earth would you want to see David Beckham there?
Well, the 49-year-old former footballer has gone, and he was chatting to the TV anchor Sarah Eisen, and this was after accepting an award for his work improving the living conditions for children. And he's told an audience there, and it was televised and you saw it, that he wanted his daughter Harper, who's 13, to have the same life chances as her 3 older brothers. So that's why he.
I'm sure she'll be fine. I don't think we need to worry too much about David Beckham's daughter. One final one, because we're nearly out of time. Page 3 of the Daily Mail. A couple of interesting stories. You've got Adios America. We've got Richard Gere, one of the people who said he was going to move out of America. Happens to have a Spanish girlfriend, so it's easy for him. Or Spanish wife, actually, Alejandra Silva. They've relocated to Madrid. But similarly, Spain's socialist prime minister stepped up his war on home buyers from Britain, basically saying he's going to ban people from Britain from ever buying houses in Spain.
Yes, he wants to hammer foreigners with a tax of up to 100% on the value of properties that they buy in Spain. So it's going to become it's practically impossible to buy your retirement home in Spain. And lots of people want to retire, don't they? Lots of listeners will be dreaming. Okay, they could retire in Britain, and they will just look out of the window, and it will be raining.
Nice.
But Spain is hot and sunny, and it's a nice, it's a good place to go. But the Spanish don't like it. I think ultimately the losers are going to be the Spanish, the Spanish economy, because
they need the money.
The money is fantastic. You don't have to pay the care costs. People come in and they spend money and they retire and they enjoy their retirement.
Exactly right. Anyway, listen, Theo, good to see you. Thank you very much indeed. Lots more to come.